Hey guys, it's Paige. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to get on here real quick tonight. There's a topic that's been on my mind and I've contemplated talking about it, not talking about it, but there's some big stuff happening next week, so I thought I would document it and, maybe share my journey a little bit with somebody who's maybe going through the same thing and maybe afraid to take that step. So I go to a cystic fibrosis clinic. Usually they're at universities. Mine is in Minnesota. I see a specialty CF doctor, and probably almost the last month, not even month, the last year, let's just say the last year, I've just felt that my care has gone downhill. I know something's wrong, I can feel it, and it's getting to the point to where I'll tell my doctor what's going on, and the answers or the help that I'm getting aren't very good. And for me, I'm not okay with that. My health is important to me. I will do anything for my health, and I'm not okay with answers like, let's try this, but I'm not really sure what we can do with you next. To me, that's not okay. I can be the biggest advocate for myself, and I can do my research, and I can do all these things, and I can implement them, but I'm not up on everything. I'm not a doctor. I don't have access to all the things that I maybe need. And, I've had different doctors and, I do follow locally, but it's not a cystic fibrosis clinic. And for those of you who don't know, they suggest that you follow at a cystic fibrosis clinic because that gives you access to, people who are more familiar with CF, people who know more about the research that's going on and the up and coming things, and just kind of how to handle your health a little better. So every 3 months I go to the university that I go to in Minnesota, and it's just each time I feel like it's getting a little worse and a little worse. And the last time I was like, what? I'm not doing this. I'm not okay with this. A few years ago I talked about switching clinics, and I went to one here where one of the big universities down where I live, and I was like, what, I made the decision a few weeks ago, what, I'm fed up, I'm sick of it. My health is more important to me. My health is the most important thing to me, because if my health doesn't stay healthy, neither do I, and how am I gonna live? And I have such big dreams that I want to fulfill. If my health isn't that way, how am I going to get that? So I took it upon myself, you have to be your biggest advocate for yourself. So I took it upon myself to call the university that I went to starting at 4 months old when I got diagnosed. There's a doctor there. She was phenomenal. I owe it all to her for probably still being alive to this day. I went there till, I want to say like 4th grade-ish. So like probably 10, 11. And then that's when I went to Minnesota because there was a top doctor over there that I wanted to go to. And so I called and I did my research. I looked at the different doctors and I found probably the top doctor at the university. And I was like, what? It'll probably be weeks before I can even get in. And I called and I said, I need an appointment. Is this gentleman available? And she goes, well, on the 15th, we have one appointment open and it's with him. And I said, perfect. Switching clinics is hard because you get attached to people. You build that trust. And for me, the biggest part of having CF is you need to trust your care team. You need to trust your providers, but you need to trust yourself. You are your biggest advocate. And that's something that I was going against what I said. I was still getting that care that I deserved better care, and I wasn't getting it. And shame on me for letting that happen. But, things get busy. I was like, oh, maybe it'll be better. And you know what? I know where my health needs to be. I know what I need to do. So I took it upon myself. I made that phone call. I made that appointment. And next week, Tuesday, I go meet the doctor, and I'm really hoping that it's a good fit and that I can just get some more peace of mind and some more answers and just know, there's some things going on, health-wise that I know there has to be something, there's answers for it. It's just, not going to keep getting brushed under the carpet anymore. And, that's one of the biggest things. I was talking to my mom one weekend, and we were talking about one of the biggest things with having CF. And even she said it's trust. When I got diagnosed, my mom had said, I trusted your doctors. Your pediatrician sent us to this university, and that doctor kept you alive. And we trusted her with everything, because she goes, that doctor kept you alive. That doctor told us right out, if you take her home right now, she probably won't make it. And, I trusted that doctor for over 10 years. And then I went to Minnesota, and there was this top doctor. He was incredible, and I trusted him. And then he left, and I got another doctor, and I trusted him. And then he left to continue education, and then I got another doctor. I trusted her. And then it was time to advance to the Adult Cystic Fibrosis Center, and I got to pick my doctor. So I kind of got to go through like an interview process. And I picked a doctor that I liked, and he was amazing. The reason I picked the specific doctor was he told me, we were kind of going over my charts, going over my health, and I had questions, kind of what I was looking for. And the one thing that he said to me that stuck out so much was, he goes, all right, I think I was 20 at the time. He goes, for 20 years, you have done what everybody has told you to do to keep yourself healthy. He goes, for 20 years, you have done everything by the book to keep yourself alive. And he goes, it is my job now to help you to be able to live that life. And when he said those words to me, he sold me. And he was such a thorough doctor. He was incredible. And then one day I get a letter in the mail that he was gone. And I was like, what am I going to do? So I got passed to this other doctor, and she's wonderful, she's great, but I need somebody. For me, I work better with someone who's very strict, very firm, doesn't take no for an answer. I need an aggressive doctor. And by aggressive, I mean, we're going to figure this out. If there's an issue, we're going to find it. And that's what I'm lacking. When there is an issue where my PFTs drop, hearing, let's try this, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with you next, that is disturbing to me. I know I'm not worth a price tag, but my health is worth way more than that. And I just wanted to get on here. I know there's a lot of people who've been in the same situation, and the biggest thing is trust. You have to trust yourself. Your instinct is everything. And, the one thing my mom taught me from early on is, it sounds corny, but go with your gut instinct. Your gut instinct is usually more right on than your mindset. And so that is what I am doing. I am using my instinct. I am on the search to be able to trust a doctor who cares for me, not just how much medicine they can rack up or how much of a bill they can rack up, and not treat me like a number. Treat me like a patient to where my opinion matters. I know where my health should be. I know where I want my health, and I'm not going to settle. Settling is not something I do, especially when it comes to my health. So I'm excited to share this journey with you. Maybe I'll even do a video the night before. My mom and I are going to head down. We stay the night before and then go there the next morning. So maybe I'll do a video there or right after, just to kind of give you guys a heads up and, check in and let you know how it goes. I'm really excited. I have a very good feeling. When I called and made that appointment, it was almost like a weight got lifted off of my shoulders. Like, okay, I can breathe a little bit. I feel like I'm making the right decision. So I'm actually going back to the university where I went when I was 4 months old. So we will see. I'm excited. And I just want to remind everybody, don't be afraid to speak your opinions. Don't be afraid to use your voice, especially when it comes to your health. Only you know how you feel. You know your body better than anybody in the world, and you cannot be afraid to do what you know and what you feel in your heart and in your gut is right. You have to learn your instinct is right, and you have to trust. Not only trust yourself, but you have to be able to trust your provider. And that goes with anything in life. You have to be able to trust yourself, and you have to be able to know and not be afraid to speak up when you know something is wrong. Because if we just stand back and let things happen, nothing will get fixed. And we just have to remember to trust ourselves. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night, and I'll be back soon. Bye.